So how to report your management accounts to the board and to the leadership team. Hi, my name's Alicia Randall. I have been doing a mini series on upgrading your management accounts. This is the sixth and final video of that series. If you haven't watched any of the others, I would highly recommend checking them out below. You can't really report to the board until you've got your preparation structure and adding value nailed. Essentially. So why am I looking at upgrading your management accounts? Well, largely because you are reporting to the board and the leadership team. So if you want to demonstrate that you have those leadership skills, whether you're new in the role, you've been in the role for a while, or you aspire to be in the role, this is a perfect opportunity because the management accounts essentially go to the decision makers of the business. And so you want to ensure that they already understand your skill set. So thinking about reporting to the board and the management accounts, with the management accounts, I always think about the management accounts like I would any other presentation. So when preparing a presentation, I always think about if the person that read, received, or watched my presentation, what is essentially the one thing that I would want them to take away from that presentation? And I would ensure that I know what that is. And then what are the top three? So essentially you want to understand what are the three things that you would want the board to remember after your presentation, or the leadership team after your presentation, and then identify of those three the most important. And the reason is because you want them to remember that. You want to know what you are trying to tell them, and then you can gear and create your management accounts accordingly. No one will understand and remember everything that you're trying to tell them. There's absolutely no way. So if you think about when you have watched a presentation, whether it be this one right now, or if it's like in all hands, or someone at work is doing a presentation, if you're lucky, you will walk away with more than one thing, often only one. But if you're even like luckier, like really taking notes, something you're really interested in, you've made lots of notes, then you may walk away with three things. So if you think about that from an audience perspective, then it's a good way for you to then prepare your management accounts pack. So if you think about it like that, you can see that you only need to put in the real key things that you want them to remember, rather than just reams and reams and reams of numbers and commentary. Nobody is going to read that, and no one is going to remember it. If you can't give it up, then right at the end, put in an appendix and chuck all of the details behind that. But essentially, the main part of the report, and let's really get into it, the first page, because particularly if it's emailed to everyone, they may not read more than the first page. You want those kind of key takeaways to be clearly and simply put in that first page. So, you would have a summary, or you'd have a high and low, or even a chart. If you could really just get straight into it. You have a title and then chart. So if you think about it like that, then it's a good way for you to structure it. So obviously you'll need to show a summarized P&L and cash flow, sometimes balance sheet, or you may put the balance sheet in the appendix. But with the board, you would definitely show the three financial statements. With the leadership team, you might only show the P&L and cash flow and put the balance sheet in the appendix. But essentially, what that also means is if you've already just got 1 to 3 takeaways, each of those should be different every single month. You're not going to want the business to have the same 3 takeaways every single month. That is not going to happen because the numbers change all the time. And therefore you can see how your management accounts presentation should also change. So yes, you will have the 3 financial statements, but potentially your charts, or the KPIs that you're focusing on, or the trends that you're focusing on, definitely the commentary will be different every single month. And that is the way that you're going to engage them, especially if you're keeping it simple, straightforward, and easy to read. Because remember, not everybody, largely nobody, is an accountant on the leadership team. Definitely, potentially not even the board. And then you will also have people that their accounting understanding is also not great. So you have to be able to demonstrate those key takeaways, not only in the financial statements, but also in charts, also in KPIs, and also in your commentary. And if you kind of say it, repeat it, and repeat it again, then those takeaways, those key points, they should remember them, because you have different audience members, you know, often people that work in brand and content, they're more picture people, so they prefer your charts, that, you know, and then there's an analyst, they prefer numbers, but they may not understand P&L, but they'll definitely understand the KPIs. And then there are people that just read words. So if you have all of those aligned, they have those main takeaways, then you should be as good as gold. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this Upgrade Management Accounts series. It gives you a good high-level overview of things to think about when you want to upgrade that management accounts and therefore upgrade your career. If you want any more details, or you want to go through this in a hell of a lot more detail, I do have a Upgrade Management Accounts one-day course that is linked below. So please feel free to check that out, and good luck.